TeachMeGrappling.com here. We're coming to you with the Sanchez pass. This is what I call the Sanchez. Sometimes I call it the Dirty Sanchez. It's named after a buddy of mine named Matt Sanchez. He trained up at Ultimate Fitness with Uriah Faber. Anyway, he's a guy that popularly would use this guard pass. So if you can see right here, my opponent's in the seated guard position. He's coming up for a single leg. Sometimes he takes you down from the knees. Sometimes he comes up to his feet for a single leg. What I'm going to do is, I have my right leg there. I don't want him to control my leg. I don't want him to be in that position. So I've really got to work on keeping my right elbow in. If he gets a hold of your leg right here, this is usually equals a bad situation. He's going to control you. So I want to stay in my stance. I keep my right elbow in on the inside of my thigh. Right arm gets the underhook. I'm cupping around the shoulder. Get right there. So once I get a nice firm grip around the shoulder, I'm going to be able to negate some of his single leg attacks that he has from his guard sweep. So again, I keep my elbows in. You notice he comes right into the underhook. That way I'm defending myself properly. Now, with my left hand is going to go all the way over, similar to like putting somebody in a guillotine choke, but I'm going to grab onto the chin. So instead of shoving my arm completely deep, which can work, but I'd rather grab onto the chin. When I get to the chin, it's a better grip. It's a grip that doesn't slip, and it has a control in both directions. So my right arm's underhook, my left arm's going to go over for the chin, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to my right, and then I'm going to do a forward shoulder roll over my left shoulder. Okay, if the opponent is able to hold on to your leg in the half guard, then I'm going to use my free leg to try to free up my leg, and then I land in this position. So when you have this position, you have an underhook and you have the chin control. If he's controlling your leg with one of his arms, I'm going to kick out. So once I kick out right here and I break the grips from his hands, okay, normally right here I'm going to activate on my toes and lift my butt. But it's a very good thing when you're learning this guard pass to sit in this position and learn a lot about the position. If he tries to bridge towards his right, I'm using my underhook to stop his bridging ability to turn over on top. So that's what the underhook does. It also has a little bit of a pull I'm kind of showing, and that way if he turns into me, it's also not going to work. Okay. Sometimes the opponent will try to backward roll, and when they backward roll, their head is kind of like on the pillow that is my biceps. So that biceps pillow right there prevents him from executing a backward roll. So this is going to give you really good control so the guy can't get up on top. It looks like I'm just in a bad spot, but I'm going to control in both directions. The chin control will stop him from going left, as well a little bit of my underhook. Then I'm going to execute a bridge and then come on top. That way I secure the guard pass, control it for 3 seconds, and then if you like right here in this position, you can release the chin. Okay, the normal basic finish I usually show is releasing, going to the crossface, locking your hands, getting to basic side control, which is where we teach most people to get to. So there's also a possibility, if you like, if you're already over the head, you want to turn it into a guillotine choke or maybe a mount. Okay, if you want to do that, that's all good. If that's in your flavor, go for it. So it's up to you. So once I get back into this position here, you notice I'm low in my stance. I'll capture the underhook. My left hand's going to reach over, grab onto the chin, and I'm going to dive left shoulder roll. Once I land, my feet are activated, and then I bridge and turn over immediately. I don't want to stay in that position very long. Again, switching my left hand to a crossface. So when you're first learning this technique, I do recommend you stay there so you get familiar. But when it's actually real, you don't want to stay there very long at all. Once you get clear, grabbing the chin and the underhook, diving over, the opponent's trying to control my leg. Using his hands, I'm going to break that grip. Okay, even the other leg, if he's controlling the other leg, that won't actually bother me too much, but if it does, you can always keep away from it. Again, if he keeps your leg in half guard, you're going to use your other leg to fish out your leg. That way you free it up, and now your legs are ready to hit a nice bridge. When you bridge, you want to get high enough with your hips so you go over his head. There's also a little bit of a neck crank you can apply there if it's legal in a tournament. I usually don't do that to too many people unless I don't like them. So I usually just come up in side control. Now I want to talk about your angle. Okay, when you execute the Sanchez pass, I'm going to have my underhook and a left shoulder roll right here. As I roll over, and I'm going to free up my leg, it's very important that your angle is proper. Okay, I don't want him to be able to spin up on top of me like this, otherwise he's going to get side control. And you're in a really bad spot by controlling that neck like a guillotine. So when we talk about angles, I don't want to be parallel, exactly parallel. I actually want to be over here, a lot more perpendicular to him. If I go to the other side, I'm in really bad spot. The guy will bridge, and he will be able to turn over if he's got a good bridge. Even if you do have the chin, it's not going to stop him. So I want to keep my angle over here, somewhat perpendicular. I can be anywhere from straight head on, about like this, with a slight angle, or more perpendicular. Anywhere in this area is going to be okay. You're probably going to be able to stop him if you turn in on your side, pull on the chin, and use the underhook. That way you can bridge over, get your guard pass, and everything's solid. That's what we're looking for right there. And now full speed action. When the opponent has seated guard, they come in, get the underhook, hit the Sanchez, diving over left shoulder, and then bridging back on top. Okay, always keep your stance, keep your elbows in, make sure you're ready, don't give him your leg. Okay, control the distance, and then hit that roll, break his grips, and then bridge back on top and side control. Okay, now keeping low position, bridging over, and getting the side control. When I'm in half guard, what I like to do a lot of times is just base back up and then stand up, and then you can also hit the same technique. Okay, using that underhook, breaking the grip, freeing up your leg, and then bridging back over into side control. Okay, you don't always have to stay on top in half guard. Sometimes you can stand back up. If the opponent rolls over and looks like they may come on top, try to use the chin grip and the underhook to kind of flip them back. And that way you can keep your control and don't let them sweep you by coming up on top. Okay, coming in with like a knee slice and then hitting that shoulder roll. Good control of the chin, good control of the underhook, bridging back over. So TeachMeGrappling.com. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. You know, let your friends know, let everybody you know. Please share it, share this video and like it. And remember, if you want to master it, you got to get after it. Thank you very much.